time to get in towards the second map as well. Of course, it is Mirage. Of course, it's the map pick of Big Academy. And let's see how they can actually play around it. First, the knife to decide who starts on which side. And you dare to say every team that could choose will always try to go for that CT side, but we've also seen some different strategies from different teams. Some prefer to play on the T side. At least you can then control the pace. However, maybe on Mirage, the pace is also a little bit in favor of that CT side. They can go aggressive, or they can just slow down. They can really bring the fight, or just stall for a long time with their utility. It all depends on the few stabs that will go around in due time. It's going to be Team Queso trying to move up but lose a few players. And as we do see a lot of stabs to come down, it's actually Declaren doing some work. They lose their lives, and it's going to be Big Academy once more winning the knife. Well, let's be honest, the last time around it didn't work out too well.
No, I was just going to say, clearly that doesn't mean anything because they won the knife in the last map, but now we'll see if it actually does make the difference, if maybe that does give them the advantage that they so deeply and dearly desire. You can see the UI and such switching around now, and in utter moments we will be starting off in this lovely map which we call Mirage, of course. As I said earlier, one of the classic maps has gotten a bit of reworks every now and then. A bench over there for if you want to have a comfortable lounge, sit down a little bit, enjoy the beauty that is the middle of the map. But it is in reality for us just getting to window easier.
Well, I'm curious to see. At least Big Academy will be starting on that CT side. Defense favored, you dare to still say so. But Team Queso is just incredibly strong with their aggression. So why wouldn't they just be able to rack up kills once more on that T side, just like they did before in the first map? Dust2, of course, on their T side, they had 8 rounds going for them, whereas there were only 7 for Big, and those came in very late in towards that half. So the moment Team Queso can just string together rounds, they can give themselves some more room to breathe. They just need to focus on keeping the pressure up.
I mean, what that also tells us is that it's really not that much dependent on the first half. The first half can be quite a, well, interesting result. It can be pretty close, but then suddenly, before you know it, Team Queso will just finish it off, even.
Well, let's see. It's time to get going. Pistol round, of course. Big Academy with those USPs should be able to make things work, but well, we've seen some things go south before, and Team Queso in the previous map had that first pistol round win. Big was able to get it in the second half, however wasn't able to convert it into too many rounds. As of course on that second half of Dust2, we had 8 rounds going for Team Queso on their second half against the 3 only for Big Academy. Now we do see Big Academy opening up the score. Grimbo will take down 1. There is a smoke going towards Market. It's Finky already having that kill in return, and they do get more. Jabba now also taking down Enwin. And I believe it's the classic bug of the smoke being stuck in the observer. And yeah, been there, done that.
Exactly.
As we do see the 4-on-3 situation. It's Team Queso still in the lead, also having that plan down, and quite possibly they will get another round in. It's going to be Human standing on side, waiting, hoping that he will at least win this round with his team as well. Look at those teams just dancing by. Finky and Declaren both with a kill, leaving only Penix alive. And he does have that kit, but he doesn't really have the chance because time has already run out too far. He's hoping to maybe get an exit, at least to fund his dreams for that AWP later. Gets one on towards Humans. The players have already fallen back too far away. It's the first round once more going in favor of Team Queso. And, well, I'm a little bit scared for Big.
Understandably so, quite honest. Understandably so. At least Panix did manage to keep that defuse kit on him and recover that. You know, take that with him to the next round. Really doesn't hurt to have, but I still do think, though, that it's, you know, whilst the defuse kit might be nice, it's a bad start for Big Academy. It's a worrying start, I might even say. So with that, I do wonder what they're going to try and do differently this time around. Do you have any particular thing that comes to mind to you? Oh, Panix, that is dirty.
But that does bode well as well. Panix will hit his shots at least from the get-go with the scout. So maybe on the AWP he'll do the same thing. Of course, not necessary to hit shot, but the problem is the A-side control has been lost for the side of Big Academy. Loads of utility flying towards jungle, but from CT there will be the pressure from Panix. Standing by with a scout, looking around, trying to spam through the smoke, but can't hit his mark. Now there will be a smoke that will delay him. The flash will be there as well. But on this force buy, they will need a kill soon, or else a save might be called, but they're trying to commit. Grimbo is standing by with the Deagle. waiting for the smoke to dissipate and the player to move in towards his crosshair. As Anwin is slowly but steadily going on the flank through Palace, but it is too late. They're just going for exit frags, it seems, because they can't win this round anymore. And it's great that you have that flank going, but Anwin can't do all too much as we now see Penix go down. Anwin will get one. Grimbo with a follow-up with that picked up a scout as well. At least 2 kills to come in. But is it enough for the coming rounds? Of course, they still don't really have a buy, and it is a scout and a Mach 10 to be saved. At least they did damage the economy.
That is something at least, but still, regardless of that damaged economy, although actually that does make it quite difficult for Team Queso now. They don't really have the best, well, opportunity, so to speak, really. They can sort of buy, and obviously they will, because they are on the winning side at the moment, and they do need to preserve that momentum, but it's going to be armor and AKs. The utility is going to be scarce. I even expect an SMG or something of the sort on some players, so they can focus a bit more on the utility, at least get some of that in the game. Because otherwise, to just only play with armor and AKs would be dire and almost impossible to actually try and get on top of a site with.
Well, there was a, I believe, tactical timeout maybe behind the side of Team Queso because they were a little bit messed up by this past round. Lost a lot of players, way more than they should have. And it's going to be another Fury of Frag soon. Big Academy, of course, having a little bit of weapons. Of course,
just
with that Scout and a Mach 10 and a Deagle or 3. So it's pretty decent, but, well, still, will it be enough? Team Queso, of course, now talking things over in the little break we had. And it's again Penix in the opening kill, going for a second, but will fall soon. Humans with a refrag, and that might have been a little bit of an overkill from Penix, trying to make things work, but there is no Molly actually properly placed on towards Shadow, and that means that Hades will get a frag onto Humans as well. Pretty good situation for the side of Big Academy until they lose another player. Good taps on towards the player in the smoke, but Marvin will get the frag towards the Claret, and another aggressive push, and Anwin will take down Jabba. And this is going to be an interesting round still in favor of the side of Big Academy. And they at least come back a little bit sooner than they did in the previous map.
I mean, interestingly played there, really, but chaotic and way too much damage the Big Academy was able to put there on Team Queso. Something that should have definitely gone their side, but that ended up being completely turned around. I suppose with the difficulty escaping from the ram position and then the Palace push through being kind of, well, stopped in a way by that smoke on top of balcony there, or on top of wood.
Well, I would be bummed if I were Team Queso right now. Of course, trying to force back into it. They don't really have an economy to fall back on. As we do see Penix going aggressive this time with the AWP. Will be tagged up by the scout of Jabba, but Wallbang will come in to bring him down to 21 HP. Good angle, should get a kill, but Eclair very quick with a response. As Mick now also takes down Hades. It seems like Team Queso can also force back into rounds and do really, really well for themselves. It's going to be another push, possibly towards the B side. And let's see what Team Queso can make of it. There's only one player actively contesting either side. And then, of course, the AWP towards the mid area. Because, well, you have to do something. And Grimbo trying to look for that early peak. They'll have an incendiary as well. That will slow down the players. Is there a smoke? No, there isn't. And Team Queso is just standing there, being a little bit slow. And then eventually they will go through. Very good nade on towards the team of Team Queso. The Spanish players moving through. It's Anwin with the first frag on towards Finky. The rotate from Penix still not to come in. As he's thinking that this might be a little bit of a fake. Anwin with another Grimbo as well. But Mick will have a return frag 2-on-2. And look on the HP on the players of either side. It's going to be those Deagles reigning supreme. Possibly the player still in smoke. Mick is moving through, and Penix wouldn't be expecting this if he rotated through the market area. Actually, Anwin with a USB in hand will go down now, and from short there will be that AWP. They're trying to contest it. Why are you trying to plant in that position?
Why would you not just go for default?
It will be easier, but Mick luckily has that AK and gets a frag, a 4K for himself on towards this force buy, and a 3-1 lead. Team Queso coming straight back, and now look at the money for Big Academy. They can actually buy because they had a decent round with their win. And, well, they will reinvest. They will try to, of course, come back as well. But Team Queso at least will feel a little bit more happy so
to be fair, though, the rounds seem to be damaging on both sides so far. You know, there aren't really rounds where you can clearly say, okay, this team fully survives and they really preserve a lot of their economy. This time around, of course, Big Academy does have the luck of having a, I think, part of a loss bonus that helps them out here. Queso, though, panics once again. Panics so strong at the start, only gets stopped by Thinky after he gets 2 kills, which makes 4v3. Things are once again quite difficult for Queso because of that start.
Well, it's Jabba now moving up with his Mach 10, of course, not the greatest weapon. But on close range, it will be able to make Juan without head armor. Grimbo will go down. Marvin now also falling to humans. And suddenly it's all turned around. There is a player lead in favor of Team Queso. Whereas they just didn't start off well, but they just managed to bounce back time and time again, just having that aim work for him. There is, however, still a player at ramp. It will be Hades with the first frag on towards humans. It is something he did really well against Wilfred yesterday as well. Not sure why you would molly the wood as your player just came out of Palace.
Those are the questions in life. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué haces eso? They don't know. It's a shame. It's a silly mistake, but it is what it is. Yaba now, oh, he's going to get the frag here. Yep. Boom. Problem solved, and now they'll be able to get that bomb around. Should be able to, well, actually now rotate back to the A side, but Andrew does go for the engagement.
No, do you go towards B? Yes, you do.
Yes, of course he will, but time, oh, he's going to have to be quick.
He's rather indecisive, and I quite understand that as well, because, well, so far it seems like Big Academy has a chance, but looking at the health of Anduin, it will be very hard. He's still on the A side. At least you have to gamble somewhere. And it's easier to gamble on the side you were already at. But with the plant now coming through, you'll have to rotate. Try to make it work. And, well, now we see him move around, hopefully looking for an AK, but a M4 will work as well. AWP, possibly a good upgrade. The problem is on the retake, there's too many angles here on the B side to be able to contest. And Anduin will try to move in.
But does he have a kit? I don't believe he does.
Oh, that might also be a factor which I did forget indeed.
Yeah, and he is just going to, yeah, he gave it up. He's just going to go for the AWP. I'm not even sure if he even bothered to go to that site to actually try and get the kill, or if he literally just went to grab the AWP on the ground there.
Well, if he would have had, indeed, he didn't have the kill, by the way. If he would have had that kill, at least there would have been a chance. There would have been a chance of Finky actually trying to contest that short area. But of course, Finky knows that the player will come from that A side, so there's just an easy, protectable position in that market area.
See, but look at this, right? Like, I don't understand how Big Academy has a player like Panix who's so strong at the start every time, but none of that really gets transferred. At the end of the round, it goes a bit to and from, and you get the frags going all around. But surprise, surprise, Team Queso wins anyway, and it's just like no bias here or anything, but you just expect better from Big Academy, you know? They're rather basic mistakes. And, yeah.
Well, Panix at least got his AWP back, so he'll be happy with that one. As you do see a lot of utility come from the ramp area. 2 players from Underpass will try to flank around. Still, there are a few players as well from the big side of things still playing around that A side. And it's now looking possibly as a little bit of a fake. Or at least that is what they want them to think. Panix with the opening kill on towards the Claren. They will need to clear out that player because that AWP is so incredibly vital. It's Marvin now also taking a good chunk of damage. I believe that's on towards Mick. 1 HP left on him. As we're still seeing indecisiveness. Mick will take down Panix. That's an AWP gone. Now a second frag needs to come in soon indeed. Finky takes down Hades as well. Now we have a 4-on-3. Jabba holding the angle for the rotate through connector. That makes it even easier. There will be a flashbang. There will be a peek most likely. As Marvin is under pressure and is going down as well. It's only Anduin alive in 1v4, and he's just trying to at least make ends meet. Try to get 2 frags even. Okay, Mick, of course, being on 1 HP, that makes it a little bit easier. They're going for the angle in towards jungle, but it will be held by Finky with the AWP. That will be a 5-1 for Team Queso.
But look,
at least some damage.
At least some damage, of course. You're definitely right there, but it's still rather underwhelming. And look at the reserves that are starting to build up on the Team Queso side as well. But also something to just highlight again, you know. Team Queso, at the start, you would have seen the odds. I believe it was something like, if you would actually put in on Team Queso winning 2-0, you would have something like, I think, quintupled or sixtuple, is that what they say? You basically the
loads of money.
Yeah, loads of money. The odds were massively against Team Queso, and now it's 1.37. Those Vi.GG statistics have gone so much in their favor, and it just shows how well they've been performing in the previous map, and now once again.
Well, it's going to be Panix moving up with that AWP, trying to once more get a frag going for his team, hoping that they will be able to follow up as well. But so far, they haven't really. It's a 1-5 scoreline. And Team Queso is just waiting for mistakes to be made, and waiting for that B split to come in. Look at that, 3 players coming from short, 1 player in ladder from Big Academy could actually be a little bit annoying. Or could possibly turn around the round. It's going to be Panix with the first death of the round. Yaba moving up with his AWP. Crimbo taking out that AWP as well. Good shot on towards humans there. This nade could actually get the kill, but still, player remains alive. And with that molly, will be a little bit harder. But now we do see Anwin and, of course, Marvin coming in. Finky will go down. It's a round for Big Academy just because Team Queso didn't check their corners.
One of those basic things, and such a shame when you see it being overlooked. It's one of also definitely the more important things, you know. Like, but sometimes, and that's, I don't think this is purely a Team Queso thing. I think both teams really have a bit of a hand at this. Big Academy can just as easily make some really basic mistakes sometimes. And with that, I believe that the question is also at times who's going to make the most mistakes, who's going to, you know, do the worst, so to speak.
Well, at least it seems like Team Queso is doing one thing right, and that is winning. And that's something they had a little bit of trouble with against Heretics yesterday. 16-14 was that first map, but well, they weren't really disheartened by it, of course, losing the second one, but we expected Heretics to be better. And here we expected Big to be better than them. But somehow they've just been caught with their pants down, and well, now they are in a world of trouble. 5-2, of course, not an unsurmountable situation score-wise, but it could only get worse as well. As we do see Grimbo now missing the first shot as well, trying to throw that incendiary. Luckily has Anwin a very strong anger.
What?
They're not
Why would you not check that angle?
It's again and again and again.
Oh.
Grimbo getting a no-scope as well. He's a little bit like Coldzera, I believe.
The 4K no-scope.
It's going to be a very clean round. Big Academy now getting a third. And the Germans are slowly chiming into it. But of course I can understand. Grimbo playing there, getting the first shot down. The AWP would never try to challenge it again. He's playing the smart game. There's a smoke there, so he's just trying to play it all around. Gets the first one, gets his second almost, but the no-scope works. And another almost. Luckily, it's going to be a great play from him. 3K indeed. The Academy also with their third round on the board. And Team Queso is now actually on an eco after they lost their economy. Big Academy is making it a little bit more like a tennis match. That also means that their reserves will be taking a hit if they lose here as well.
And it is very possible that they're going to deal with quite a bit of damage now. Panic once again opens up at the start. It's always the same. Marvin gets another frag there. Well, Panix gets another frag. Marvin goes for his own second now. And suddenly, before you know it, the entire round is over. A swiftly played one, completely decimated Queso there for a moment. And now let's see if Big Academy can actually push this to the equalizer now. There's a good opportunity here. There's potential. And I believe that Team Queso can still try and push this to a decent first half right now. You know, they'll have to take a loss maybe now and then. But hey, let's say that they end on another 7-8 scoreline, right? It'll be the exact same like the previous map. And who won the previous map?
Team
Queso. Exactly. So no surprise there. And I think really this can still go all sorts of ways. But let's see how big Academy's comeback now is, how long it's going to last for.
Well, Hades now with the shoulder peak. Normally you'd see a player with an incendiary most likely. It seems a little bit safer than, of course, that smoke because, well, you can throw a smoke, but it can easily run through and still get a frag. The incendiary will at least deal some damage and make it possible for a trade. There will be utility flying out from the side of Team Queso. Nade to be put down. That takes down Thinky to 67 HP. And there will be more and more counter util flying in. That means pallets currently contested. Slow down coming in, and those smokes will soon dissipate, of course, in due time. And Team Queso is slowly waiting before they can get that push going.
We'll see now if they do actually end up succeeding. They've got the rifles for it. Definitely have a good chance, but it all comes down to Panics, for example, as well. If he's going to get another opening frag, which he usually does. So far, though, not really hitting any shots. Thinky pushing ahead. Molly's flying down. Utility everywhere on the A side, but there we go. Panics gets the first frag. Humans does, in the meantime, take out Marvin. Now Crimbo coming in. Panics gets another frag because he's just going to continue. And is this going to be all? Crimbo, in the meantime, keeps cleaning up. Oh, yes, Crimbo is on a roll. Is he going to finish it off? Nope. It's Hades that gets the last frag. And with that, Big Academy takes the 5th round and the equalizer. Now means that Big Academy can start bringing up a bit of an advantage. They can start focusing on, you know, playing out these rounds well, making sure that Team Queso gets pushed down a bit now and that their economy stays low. They definitely won't be buying now. And Big Academy can just comfortably start pumping up their reserves a little bit.
Well, we'll see what it will bring to the table. At least an equal score right now. Still the odds in favor of Team Queso, having won that first map as well. If we do see this map go towards Big, we will see actually Train. I'm curious to see what that will bring as well in forms of action. At least the first frag to come in from Hades, as well as it will be a second. And now we see a turnaround from Marvin. Just a clean NT-Eco to come in so far. And Caster Curse, the Claren takes down Panics. And that is, of course, the main player usually for Big Academy of the board for this moment in time. The Claren will actually go through that jungle area. Actually in a position to possibly get another kill. Maybe 2, but he will be spotted out. And thus all the aim of Big Academy will be focused towards that jungle area. But still, he gets another frag. Marvin will go down. There will be the refrag. At least some damage being dealt by Team Queso, yet not really enough to make Big Academy scared. And look at their money. Almost everyone, actually everyone except for Marvin, starting this round with more than $10,000.
It's Team Queso that managed to put a bit of a dent in Big Academy's economy, but really not that much. You know, it's the tiny kind of dent, the type that you ignore if it's on your car, for example.
Oh no, I would never. It still hurts.
It does,
like,
yes.
You don't own a car, you don't know how much
But does it stop your car from functioning? The Big Academy train don't stop just yet. And that's the whole point. Now, a bit of a spray down from Marvin through the smoke, but doesn't really connect anywhere, doesn't hit anything. Panics pushing up aggressively through mid. Whilst we've got the Claren going up in the meantime, but it's Humans who actually gets the first pick of this map, or well, of this round so far, and Thinky following up a little bit. A-Site now potentially coming more in control of Team Queso.
Well, Marvin will get the equalizer player-wise, and now we have a 3-on-3 situation. Jabba also getting a kill in, but he will be traded out in due time. Edwin, of course, with a double. Who else than himself? As Crimbo is still standing by with the AWP long angle to be held. And Mick will go down 7-5. Big Academy have now taken that lead. Something they haven't done in the first map, and at least that makes them seem a little bit stronger. Makes them seem a little bit more likely to win this map, which is, of course, their pick.
Makes it all a bit more trustworthy. Makes you feel a bit more confident about them. But we'll see, because to be fair, it is a 7 scoreline, and, you know, taking a look back at the previous score, it was 7-8 there as well towards the end of the first half. So before you know it, Team Queso might be able to catch this back up. And
you see the Claren on the deagle, so you never know what's going to happen.
That's a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous animal to be dealing with. Panics keeps throwing out the utility, but it isn't really going to see anything just yet. Only one person in the smoke there near mid, whilst the rest of Team Queso is going to be moving up on the A side. But once again, Panics. I think if you know, if we were keeping count, I think Panics at this point has made more than like 6 or 7 of the opening frags.
Well, so far it's been strong, but, well, we have to see if the team will follow up as well. Hades will go down. That's the anchor gone. The plant will come in soon, as well as Humans takes down Marvin. Bomb still in the hands of the players as Panics gets a second kill on towards Finky. That smoke really messed up, because I'm not really sure why you would smoke off Sandwich, unless if you want some smoky bacon.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
It's going to be the 3-on-3 situation. Nate's going in towards the corner where the Claren is playing. He has recovered an AK, but he's now going down as well. As Greenbow will peek. Panics with follow-up onto Humans. Only Mick alive in Palace, and that's a very awkward corner. Smoke to come in, and he'll be out of the equation fairly soon, I dare to say. He's actually trying to fall back as well. There's no real reason to fight. At least keep that AK, and you'll still gain some money. I think with the loss bonus, and of course, also that bomb plant. Queso will be able to buy, and just maybe they'll be able to spice things up, just like a Spanish chorizo sometimes does.
Wow, that's oddly specific. Have you made that recently?
I love chorizo.
Wait, is that the pasta?
Sausage.
Oh right, yes, the sausage, of course. I don't think I've ever had that.
No? You'll have to. It's
I was just gonna say, you know,
yeah,
let's. You can make that for me sometime.
No, you can just buy it in the store.
Okay, fine. Okay. What if I just want you to cook for me, Childrick? Come on now. See, this was a subtle hint, but you just ignore me. You deny all my attempts. I'm so hurt. You know, I have feelings.
Well, if you win the caster clash, I'll cook for you.
Well, bugger. I think.
No, you still have a chance.
True.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
I'm going to hold you to that, right? I'm going to, you know,
Yeah, sure.
The people in production, they'll write that down. You know, that's going on the record.
And they're already laughing at you at believing in it, but, well, we'll never know. 8-5 currently. Big Academy winning this first half at least with one round, maybe even more if they manage to get some more going for them. Team Queso, not really too shabby of a buy, of course. Maximum loss bonus, I do believe, with also that bomb plant to come in. So there will be a decent amount of cash to come. And let's see how they will be able to use it. Will it be that B push? Or will it just be another A-take, which so far has been a little bit hit or miss. So I'm not really sure if that would be the play.
It's still a bit of a big question mark right now. See, because I could also just as easily expect that Team Queso now is going to come back and that they're going to end out this first half with, you know, a solid 7 scoreline. But it's a bit of a question mark. You know, their buy is decent at least. It was a little bit doubtful, but with that recovered AK, you know, and a little bit of utility here or there, they managed to make the best out of it. We'll just see if they can actually use the little utility that they have to the best of their ability. Oh, run boost, and Panics for a change gets taken out for the first time. McLaren just continues. He doesn't actually stop, just keeps going. Now they're going to rotate around and go for that B bomb site. 2 opening picks achieved by Team Queso, which is a very, very solid chance for them to actually now get this round and perhaps the last 2 of this first half.
Well, at least that's a very good opener for Team Queso. Needs to come back to at least still have that fighting chance. We have to reiterate the fact that Big Academy won the knife round and was able to decide on what side they wanted to start. Of course, they chose the CT side. And, well, right now they're looking strong. At least they have now got those 8 rounds in. But Team Queso can still come back from this. There will be the AWP, but Crimbo will fail. It's Hades and Marvin both with a return frag. But, well, where is the danger? It's the A side. It's Hades still here in Palace trying to move in with the M4, but he knows he can't contest this bomb plant. And there's still 3 players cutting these team members in half. And they will know that Marvin will come from that B side and will eventually go straight in towards the arms of the player in ladder. And he doesn't know, and he will not know until it is too late. DeClaren peeks in. And that means only Hades is alive, and they know where he is.
Well, it's a shame for Hades, but he doesn't stand much of a chance anymore. We'll see. It is what it is. Team Queso can pretty confidently ascribe the 6th round to their team. And with that, once again, the first half is starting to look a little bit more positive for them.
Well, Hades actually running in towards
Why?
Why? That's the biggest question we've ever had to answer. Why?
I guess he might have had plenty of money.
Well, okay, they have plenty of money. Okay, yeah. Then I understand, but we didn't see the money situation.
Yeah, but
otherwise, it would have been a little bit crazy.
Well, yeah, but even then, even if he's got enough money, you know, I do.
It's the last round, so it doesn't matter anymore.
No, it doesn't matter. It's just kind of.
Maybe get a little bit utility out of the side of Team Queso, but then you would have expected him to push a little bit earlier because going on towards the side when the bomb is exploding, I'm not really expecting anyone to still hold CT. So yeah, that's a little bit far-fetched possibly, as Team Queso is moving for maybe a string of players to run out of B apps. So far, no mid-pressure, but Panics is moving through, and his AWP might be rotating towards short if need be. And that could actually end up a few kills in favor of the side of Big as well. Big flank coming in. I believe it's Panics currently at the T stairs.
Oh.
There is a player standing by, so if he does move through, he will fall, but he's actually going through T-spawn. They're still thinking it might be an A play. They're thinking now the first kill is going to be Crimbo, only getting 1. That will be the trade. Marvin will get 1, will get 2, but there's Jabba. And plant will come in soon. Will there be a flank? Of course, Panix is standing by. And his AWP has been hitting quite well so far in this map. But will it be enough to also win this round and go to a 9-6 scoreline? It's going to be the plan to come in. Hades is actually rotating back towards the market area, trying to play around and possibly expecting a rotate towards the A side, which is actually coming through from Team Queso. Hades hits a spot, spots the bomb carrier go by, and he now wants to go towards the side earlier. As of course that would help him out, but then they're rotating back towards the B side. It's ring around the Rosie.
A ring around the Rosie indeed, and at the end, Yaba loses the game. Panix gets the frag, does not connect and get the second though, and now, well, Thinky does not really have a good chance anymore to plant, although he does manage somehow, gets the first frag, and now, oh, Thinky
there's a smoke as well. He'll go for the bench area, gets a good tag on towards Panic with only 9 bullets left. Panix has to move up, but also has a good secondary. Decides to go for the op shot, and that means Team Queso now have 7 rounds, and this is a decent half.
Yes, but I can barely believe that Thinky actually won that engagement. I was already getting frightened when he was standing near bench to that, and I thought, oh, he's not going to stand a chance against Panix's AWP, but he managed in the end, and with that, we'll be switching halves. It's only Big Academy that has a 1-round advantage, and if you would believe me, and if I wrote it down correctly, that is the exact same score as Big Academy scored in the previous map. So, are they going to be consistent?
Well, so far the interesting thing is that you see a lot of players on the side of Big Academy actually on those double digits, whereas the side of Team Queso so far haven't actually gotten too many kills.
But, you know,
it's efficient, it works. I'm not complaining, but I'm just wondering how they will actually be able to play on this CT side as well, because, well, Team Queso so far on CT have been relatively strong on at least those 2. And with a strong opera in the form of the Claren working well so far, it could be very hard to contest mid for the side of Big Academy.
We'll see what they make out of it. This pistol is already going to be a quite decisive round. It's going to mean that either Big Academy lengthens their advantage a little bit, but look at that. Humans and Mick. Mick goes for a double even. Already opening it up so well. Only Marvin can really throw a little bit back. Might be able to, well, he doesn't have the bomb in his hands, does he?
Oh, it's on top mid, and that's the problem. There's still a player there. It's Enuin, of course, hoping to bring it back. Has a P250 in hand, but he's not a raid boss. He doesn't have any armor.
He's going to
get it. There's still players just
dear.
holding on, and of course, why wouldn't you if the bomb is still dropped right there? Tap fight coming on, and who will be the best tap dancer? As we still see some damage go down on towards the players of Big Academy. Team Queso looking strong to equalize the score.
Well, we'll see the push coming in now. Humans in the end gets the frag, and Yaba shoots down Marvin, who was just running out of connector. So with this, Team Queso achieves the equalizer. It could have been an increase of the advantage that Big Academy had, but they don't. And with that, Team Queso now also have the opportunity to continue their advance. There wasn't a bomb planned for Big Academy either, but they are going to buy anyway. They'll just have a little bit of a worse buy. Team Queso, on the other hand, will be able to put down a somewhat decent... look at this. Okay, why is...
You're confused. What's wrong?
The Claren is saving up for an AWP.
Yes, of course.
Exactly. No,
smart
I'm fine,
play
I'm
to
fine.
do. Of course, he expects the side of Big Academy not to really have that much head armor. A little bit wrong on that part because, of course, you see Hades, Marvin, and Enuin all getting that. But then with a pistol, you can still get easy frags, and of course, you're banking on the rest of your team to do a lot of work. Jabba with a good tag on towards Panic, but he'll be flashed out. Tries to go for a second engagement. Will lose out on that part. It's Jabba with the first frag for his team as he lost a teammate. It's Humans also now stepping into the MP9, and Marvin on side will get a decent chunk of damage done. But Humans once more stepping up. Pistols coming in from the Claren as well, upgrading to that Tech 9. And there will be only one player lost on the side of Team Queso. That was the opening frag for Big Academy, but after that, it just seemed to go south real quick, and they got caught in the blender.
Caught in the blender, no less. Well, let's see if Team Queso manages to. I mean, what's it? Yeah, no. I was going to think of some sort of dish that you can make with a blender, but nothing came to mind.
Smoothie.
Yeah, if they serve up a nice smoothie and get double digits with that. It's very possible, though, because look at the Big Academy's economy situation right now. They have almost nothing. A Deagle here or there, perhaps a P250, and one flash from what I can see.
Mick going really aggressive with the MP9, trying to get some money. There's only one player here at B-Abs, that's Scrimbo. As in the meantime, I believe some damage has been done on towards the palace area with a nade. Biding his time is Mick looking for more targets. Still not actually looking from left to right. Oh, will this be the knife, actually? And he's contemplating. He will go for it and step at the step. Mick will bring it home.
At this rate, I'm gonna run out of money, you know, by tomorrow. That's amazing, you know. Good stuff from them. The knife is absolutely deserved, but I do worry, you know. The one time that I say no, there won't be a knife, you know, I'm just gonna put in some sure bets on.
I said there would be a knife on map 1, and I didn't get it right here. But well, maybe we'll still have a chance as Team Queso is doing really well.
And here we
right
see it
here
again
with the beautiful knife, just biding his time. And he's just playing it sure, just holding his distance, eventually going in for the kill. Afterwards, the round was done quite quickly. Team Queso stepping up and actually gaining that lead quite far, as it is now 10-8. And I'm curious to see what his first buy will bring to the table. Of course, at AWP in the hands of Panics, but he's losing out on some armor. Again, under pass control, Mick standing by. There's a player anti-flash, so that could actually help out as well. One will be peaked, and that's a good refrag AK upgrade. And I think looking at the buy on the side of Team Queso, they won't be too sad about this because, well, at least it got some control on the map, and they still have a better weapon than an MP9.
It's sort of a bonus situation there, but we'll see Team Queso now. They have a good opportunity to really just start getting that advantage, that round advantage higher and higher at this point. Big Academy not doing too well. Panics now also eliminated thanks to that AK that Mick actually managed to steal from the enemy team. Also thanks to his really good repeat, actually.
Well, the Clarence still standing by with the AWP as Marvin will take down one. Oh, actually, Grimbo also stepping up. That means we're now back to a 2-on-3 Team Queso in a unfavorable position. But the Tech 9, you give it to him, he'll work with it. The bomb now has to go towards the B side, but look at it. Mick is standing by. Of course, they had underpass control, and there was mid control in favor of course, Team Queso. Or actually, Big Academy, sorry. So why would you then still go for a mid play? He'll try to move back, but now it's Mick actually falling. The Claire making a lot of noise, so they know where he's coming from. And Grimbo with a clean frag, 10-9. And it seems like Big Academy is trying to close the gap. I'm curious to see what the economy on the side of Team Queso will be like. At least they can buy, I do believe. And that makes, well, possibly for another comeback.
I do believe that. I don't actually understand. Why did the Claren go so loud and aggressive there? He could have at least gone slow and tried to move.
I think he was expecting Grimbo to be more on towards the side, trying to hold that off to at least have a plan going for him.
Yeah.
Because, well, you are going for the B take. Where else would your player be than offside, as we now see Panics take that first frag on towards Humans once more. Of course, he's coming in clutch with the AWP. Good damage with the nade as well from Grimbo. And we do see a little bit of a slowdown coming down from Big Academy. But the Claren actually going aggressive. Spawning out a player, can't hit the flick. He'll have to move back as well.
No frags for Big Academy or for Team Queso just yet. Big Academy, they do have that one player down. And let's see, of course. It looks to be the A site that they're preferring this time around. We'll have to see now if that actually leads to them potentially getting onto it, or if they are going to encounter a bit too much resistance. There are still plenty of players left on the Team Queso side, so they should have a decent chance. Mick here from that good position, but is going to have to immediately cancel out the molly. He does succeed. The Claren can get the frag on Marvin. Goes for a second. And Huyn out of the equation even. Hades pushing ahead, but actually the ladder control is really good there by Thinky. Panics in the end, does get one frag, but Mick is immediately ready to refrag. Left Hades only with a pistol in his hand. A measly Glock leads to Team Queso getting the 11th round and keeping the advantage over Big Academy just a little bit bigger for now.
Well, so far they're trying to extend their lead, and it seems like they're also putting some pressure on towards the economy on the side of Big Academy as well. They will be on another pistol armor that will grant Team Queso a round, you dare to say. Or will they be able to win it? Of course, against pistols, we've seen so far, even the decent teams will have some struggles. But it's going to be close. The AWP in the hands of two players. Not really the best weapons against pistols, but, well, of course, it's still a one-shot wonder. And you're hoping that at least they won't get too close and you can't really be in a comfortable position. Smokes and the rest of the execute will go towards that A side. Counter mollies, however, will be deployed. Panic's going low, but Hades is already on site. player. The triple stack's going to be Finky with the first frag. Will go for a second as well. Drops the bomb at the ramp area. That's a great delay. But the problem is they lose 2 players as well. And that is scary, especially with 2 AWPs on their retake against now players that are gaining some weapons. I'm not sure if Team Queso wants to risk it.
I think they might, to be honest, especially with how the Claren is pushing up.
Timing as well from the
anticipate.
Claren. He first looked at the position, the player just moving away at the nick of time and then being wide swung. Means that we now have a 3-on-2 situation. Jabba still on the hunt and at least trying to go for a wallbang, but so far no luck as Mick, well, great flank to come in, but you're in a 1v3, buddy. And I'm not sure you'll get the Ninja defuse. He might actually go for it. No, he'll just go for an exit frag right here on towards Grimbo. But of course, the round will go in favor of Big Academy, now actually gaining their double digits as well. And staying close to their opponents, who are a little bit money struck, I dare to say.
Well, Big Academy has reached the same milestone that they reached in the previous map. They also got 10 rounds there, and from then on out, it all went a little bit downhill, I dare say. So let's see if they can actually turn it around now, if they can prove that they are a bit more worthwhile on Mirage, or if it is going to be Team Queso that do keep this up, and if they do only have to give off 1 or 2 rounds to Big Academy. What does immediately strike me is the less useful, the less ideal equipment. Not the best weaponry. MP9 here or there. At least, yes, I did it as MP9, and we've got the Deagle and the P250.
Well, meanwhile, we see some utility flying towards Connector. The Claren will not be approached by that Molly at this moment. Oh, he actually will be hit. Going down to 44 HP, that's an interesting spread from that little bit of utility. And that is at least a little bit of an early fight going in favor of the side of Big Academy without having to do all too much. A roamer in the form of Mick trying to push through that T-spawn will be caught off and will be killed eventually. And that is, I believe, one of their big weapons being gone. And it's rather unfortunate going closer in towards this match, and with a score getting closer and closer by the minute.
And we'll see this score that is getting, you know, just inching so close to each other every time. And it wouldn't surprise me if we do see them going to and from the whole time. Big Academy now getting the 11th round, then Team Queso turning it around again, getting the 12th, and back and forth, and like that eventually coming to this point where it's either going to be, well, Big Academy or Team Queso the upper hand. The Claren was just at the wrong angle, didn't really look down enough because, of course, you don't anticipate someone to be crouching and then crab walking into you.
But it's still a fake towards the A side. The execute will go towards B. And of course, Anwin is still on the A side, will now lose his AK. That's at least a little bit of a free upgrade for the side of Finky. And I would imagine and anticipate them to save once more. And indeed, they're already falling back towards the palace area. One player still at the B stairs. But, well, apart from possibly going for an exit frag, there won't be much happening. I think it's going to be the call from Team Queso to group up and hopefully stay alive all together. Jabba is actually going towards ramp. So interesting to see how it will turn out in the next round, where we do have equal numbers once more. And I'm curious to see what Team Queso will buy with these weapons already saved. Possibly a scout for the Claren, possibly also a FAMAS for the other player. And still, it seems like overtime is not really that likely, despite us going so close so far. I think
you don't believe it will go overtime, will you?
I thought I did actually put something on overtime.
Really now?
I did. Yeah.
Oh.
I believed.
Oh, boy. Okay. Okay. Well, fine. Okay. Overtime it is. Let's see if you were right. The odds were even more favorable for you. Yes.
1-9 in my favor, and well, now it's 1-4.5. So just imagine, right?
My
dreams would have worked out, but well, for Big Academy, of course, it's highly vital that they do get this win in, because otherwise they're already under a lot of pressure. Overtime will not make it any better, especially as now nades do fly in. Another nade comes in, but that doesn't deal any damage. At least that's something that's going for the T side. But Team Queso, so far, so strong, but losing health on Jabba. And we're seeing a little bit of pain. A little bit of cracking starting to form on the CT side, but still they have, of course, some great players. Run boost coming in. They spot a player on the right side of window. They will try to molly him out. Just hold the angle and maybe you'll get a kill. Starting to go for the wallbang, possibly even. Players still there. They just haven't committed on towards him. Spank will get that over the kill. Mid will go down. It's the Clarence still playing here, being smoked off. Now all the utility going in towards his position. Whereas they still had a molly, so they could have actually used that to put more pressure on. Hades now being boosted. Will try to go for a kill. There's actually 2 players close by. He's moving through. He's still alive, and somehow he will get a kill to Jabba as well. Then drops down because, of course, he knows that the Clarence will be close by. He's now moving back in, and that's another kill for Hades. Big Academy stepping up, leaving it into a 1v5 as Finky dies, and only humans will be standing, most likely going for a save.
All quite calculated by Big Academy. The frags are on point. It's neatly done. It's cleanly done. Thanks to especially Marvin there. Deserves a bit of a highlight along with Hades. Means that Big Academy achieves the advantage this time. 12 rounds for them, but only 11, so to speak, for Team Queso, meaning that they are only, well, that they are close behind. Before you know it, Team Queso might get a decent buy. Probably not in this round, but undoubtedly in the next. And with that, come right back at them.
Well, there's pistols. It's something. A little bit of utility. 2 flashes from humans trying to possibly force a play, or at least have a chance when they do push, for instance, towards the A side. There's a deagle of Finky now standing by for that execute of Big Academy, just going for a pretty default play, which could actually work for him as the flashbang will go towards Ram, but, well, Finky still standing by, not really going for the aggressive play. Still gets a 1 league, however. Grimbo going down. And will there, of course, be the arch nemesis of Big Academy coming in? Those pistols. Will they reign supreme? It's going to be the Clarence being killed, as it now Finky will get a kill in. But the problem is he will be traded out, and now we do see a favorable position for the Big Academy side. All 3 players around the side, and of course the bomb now being planted.
We see the Big Academy members taking their positions, waiting it out. Panics here from T-Ramp. Oh, that was a good tag on Anwin, though. That nade is going to hit quite a bit, but not really as much as I expected. Now it's kind of dangerous. He out of here if he gets one good shot. Ooh. Gets a lovely Deagle headshot there. Panix ends up refragging, and Panix does get the second, too. That makes it a Big Academy win, but it's a good thing that Big Academy has so many reserves, because otherwise, if they didn't have that much cash, then Team Queso could have definitely dealt some serious damage to them here.
Team Queso had a really good chance of actually winning that round as well. Just looking at those deagles coming in from Finky first, problem was afterwards they didn't really have a lot of players on towards the side that could actually contest properly. The mollies and the rest of the utility of Big Academy really playing a factor in that as well. For instance, there was a player in Sandwich, of course, instantly being contested and killed straight after. And that just shows that Big Academy is playing the smart game. Having the funds will make sure that, of course, they can use that utility as well. And I'm just waiting. There's going to be a little bit of a tactical timeout from Team Queso. And they're hopefully going to come back strong, because otherwise it will be Big Academy winning their own map pick. Then we would go to train, and I think that Team Queso might actually be a little bit struggling on towards that map as well. And we just got word that it is actually a technical issue on the side of Big Academy. Probably someone being so excited onto winning an eco that they might have broken something.
Who knows, in the sheer excitement of the moment, and in the probably also enthusiasm about getting so close to at least winning this map, which is, of course, vital for Big Academy. If they don't win this map, then they are out of this running. They will be, well, I guess, banished to the lower part of the A groups. And with that, Team Queso will get a relatively easy win, so to speak. You know, not too much effort. It would have been Big Academy that put in a little bit of resistance, but really not the best. Although that might be running ahead of things. Who knows how it might play out. Team Queso here do have 2 rounds to catch up on, and they do have a bye this time around that they should be able to work with.
I do believe Team Queso doesn't have all too much utility, but at least they have the AWP going for him against on towards the Clarence. And some rounds he's just been spitting straight fire, but some rounds he's just been a little bit quiet. And well, with only 11 frags out of 24 rounds, he needs to maybe put in a little bit more work to give the rest of his team the room to maneuver as well. Smokes going towards that mid window as they do go for another aggressive push on towards underpass. Academy has its struggles trying to contest it as well. as there will be a B split, so this might actually work really well as there will be a kill from Mick. And now they will push for the flank as well. Luckily for the side of Big Academy, the bomb has gone through that short area and will now be planted. And it's a 4-on-4, but at least the flank is early. But Grimbo will be watching it. And that means we're biding our time. The player is close. There's a little bit of a jump from Mick. And why isn't the second player, of course, being the Claren, not pushing with him? Trying to hold the passive angle. Of course, you can more easily trade out as he now will get down Grimbo. Mervin also going down. Hades will have a refrag, but still, it's looking in favor of Team K. So if they move fast enough, because of course they don't have a defuse kit. Anyone with the first frag will go for a second, but he will lose. But is there time for the defuse? It will go down to the wire. And indeed, I think it's indeed just going to be just enough. And there will be the op, of course, to be saved in towards the apps area. That was just like 0.2 left.
No, I think he had like still 1 second or so.
You're so positive.
Oh yes, absolutely I am. But still, you know, also speaking of positive things, Team Queso now reducing their round deficit, getting a bit closer on the heels of Big Academy again, but not really succeeding so far. They do need one more round to catch up, and once again you can see those Vi.GG statistics up there. They do kind of favor Big Academy right now, but it's close. It's very close between the both of these.
Well, we now see some utility, of course, starting at the round as Grimbo will be naded down to 38 HP. Problem is now Edwin also falling towards the Claren. I think he listened to me because, of course, now he's really grabbing those frags. And it's going to be Panics with a follow-up. At least back to a 4-on-4, but both teams with low HP players. Albeit Grimbo, of course, being an AK carrier, a little bit harder to move around. Mick now with the aggression on towards ramp. Will drop that bomb as well. Panics gets 1 kill. The Claren will be holding the angle, but will go down to Panics. How does he not get a kill? It's going to be Jabba also falling to humans. And now it's a 1v3 for that sole player with the MP9 going down as well to Marvin. It's 14-12 and Big Academy now actually have a very good shot at winning this map. As of course, there is no economy on Team K. So, in my opinion, they would have to play for overtime. Save this round. Go for a full buy in the next. Don't waste anything. Just try to play the smart game. Try to play with the best chances going in towards your team. Because if you're just...
Well, looks like they listened.
Of course. Like, if you're forcing, what will you have in the next round? Another force. Maybe some SMGs. Oh, great.
Yeah,
you'd rather have them forced and possibly, of course, an AWP on towards the Claren if you can afford it. And that would just make it so much easier for your team to either get a round in or make overtime happen. It's a bigger chance
I do
of
believe
winning.
that it's especially if we do go to over. It's possible for sure. Big Academy would also have the how do I put it? They have plenty of experience playing overtime in this tournament. They should be a little bit used to it by now. In Team Queso, of course, they well, they do make the calculated, I guess, choice approach. You can call it what you like. And who knows, maybe at the best they can maybe deal some damage here. If they do get like 1 or 2 frags, they could upgrade to AKs and they'd be absolutely assured of being able to have a pretty much perfect buy.
Well, the Eagles can, of course, still do some damage. However, the economy on the side of Big Academy is currently a little bit too strong. They'll have to most likely win this round to at least make it possible for them to contest it later on in towards this final part of this map. Mick standing by. It seems to be, again, a B short take with a split, as there is still a player on side as well. That might be very annoying later on. Mick will go down quite cleanly. It's Marvin moving up. Will he check the side as well as Jabba is holding on? He will indeed be cleared. It's going to be most likely a round for Big Academy, and quite cleanly at that, as Panics now also with the follow-up on towards Finky. The only 2 players make that 1 alive. The Claren with just a P250 going down as well. A clean round for Big Academy, and it doesn't matter if they now lose a round. They can rebuy. Will they lose another round? They can rebuy again.
Yeah, that is not a problem for them, but we'll have to see, because honestly, I do believe that I do see it happen that Big Academy now does take the upper hand, that they do prove Team Queso wrong, and that they actually do get, you know, a critical round, that they do actually get 1 or 2 frags at the start. Panics, for example, opening it up, and Team Queso being well, I don't want to say destroyed because they put on a valiant effort and they fought hard. But, oh, Panics. That is off to a shabby start, though.
He's trying to gamble for that aggressive play and get that opening kill for his team, something they do desperately need. And now it's Marvin with a double spray down aggression from Team Queso being punished. And there's still a player currently in that B-Apps area, hoping to get those frags in. But, well, we're waiting. Jabba standing by. There's Crimbo, just looking beautiful as ever. However, we can merely see his eyes, and they're mesmerizing. He's biding his time, hoping that the team will move in soon as well, because that bomb needs to go somewhere. They're just waiting. At this moment, they're expecting a mistake to come out from Team Queso, which is quite normal.
Understandable.
Quite logical.
Yeah, because Team Queso is already 2 people down. Now, to be fair, right, if there's a team that can mess up 5v3 situations, it would be Big Academy.
Yes, we've seen it before. Look at the Claren.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very possible. However, let's hope that that is not the case this time around for them. The bomb now is going around towards the A site.
But look at it. The Claren is so far out of position. He can't really flank in time. It's going to be, I believe, only Mick on towards the side. There will be a rotate coming in now as they do have a hunch, but it will be too late. Mick all by his lonesome 1v5 effectively as now the Claren is moving in. But look at all the utility flying out as well. There will be pressure towards Mick. He's burning up. And now there will be 2 AWPs for a retake, but of course a bomb still to be planted. The Claren moving in has not got a real good pistol to work with as well. First kill, that's a second. Will there be a third? And we will have equal numbers. Jabba taking down Hades, but Marvin with a third frag of the round. Will he be able to find him? The other player is currently on that short area, the catwalk. The no-scope from the Claren not working, and he's trying to commit and trying to find out where the other player is. Pistol in hand, not enough. Marvin will win the round for Big Academy, and now we will have a 16-12 going over to Train, a map which historically doesn't favor Big Academy, but, well, at least they have some momentum.
They have momentum, which is what they will have to work with, but Train can still be one big question mark, to be quite honest. Big Academy now obviously taking the win here, winning this last round, and with that the map. And let's see now how this is going to pan out, right? Both teams, they have a map. We will be going to Train. Train can be a bit of an interesting one, you know? It's still a bit more tactics focused. It's a bit, well, you know, challenging.